I just loved dressing up.
What's your one style choice from your Tumblr days that you stand by still?
The edgy King Kylie.
Kylie Jenner has reportedly taken a serious step in warning her sister Kendall Jenner about Corey Gamble's increasingly questionable influence within the Kardashian-Jenner family dynamic. For those unfamiliar, Corey, who has been Kris Jenner's boyfriend since around 2014, has always maintained a relatively low-key public presence, but those close to the family are now starting to see signs that his involvement might be more strategic and even manipulative than previously thought. According to sources, Kylie recently pulled Kendall aside during a private moment and expressed deep concerns about Corey's behavior, calling it subtly controlling and emotionally calculated. Apparently, this wasn't an isolated observation. Kylie has allegedly witnessed Corey attempting to sway Kendall's thinking on various topics, ranging from how she handles her modeling career to how much of her personal life she shares with the public. Kylie reportedly told Kendall that Corey tends to offer advice or make remarks that seem helpful on the surface, but are actually designed to serve his or Kris's interests. The breaking point came during a recent family gathering, where Corey allegedly made passive-aggressive comments about Kendall being too private and suggested that opening up more could benefit the family's brand. While that might sound harmless to some, Kylie interpreted it as another calculated move to insert influence under the guise of concern. She warned Kendall not to fall for it, saying that Corey has a pattern of steering conversations, manipulating narratives, and aligning himself with whoever offers the most power in the room, which in this case often means Kris. Now, we all know Kris Jenner runs a tight ship when it comes to family and business, and Corey has long been her partner not just in romance but in strategy. However, Kylie's warning seems to indicate that even she sees a red flag in how intertwined Corey is with every aspect of their lives. This isn't the first time Corey's loyalty or motives have been called into question. Longtime fans of the family's reality shows will remember tension-filled moments, like his heated argument with Scott Disick about disciplining kids, or awkward scenes where he appeared to clash with the younger sisters. In interviews, both Kim and Khloé have admitted to being wary of Corey when he first came on the scene, especially since they didn't know much about his background or intentions. Over the years, he's definitely cemented himself into the family inner circle, often traveling with Kris and even attending major events by her side. But that constant presence has also made some wonder. Is Corey just a loyal partner, or is he actively embedding himself deeper into family affairs to wield subtle control? When Kylie voiced her concerns to Kendall, insiders say Kendall was initially shocked, but not dismissive. She reportedly told Kylie that she's always felt Corey was different, but wasn't sure how to bring it up, especially given how close he is to their mom. Kendall has always been the most private and independent of the sisters, so the idea that someone might be slowly undermining her choices really hit a nerve. However, calling out Corey openly would come at a cost, not just personally but within the entire Kardashian-Jenner empire, which is heavily built on loyalty, image, and tightly controlled narratives. If Kendall were to openly challenge Corey, it could create ripple effects across the brand, potentially upsetting Kris and dividing the sisters. That's why, according to those familiar with the situation, Kendall told Kylie she would keep her guard up but would avoid confrontation, at least for now. Meanwhile, Kylie is said to be keeping a closer eye on things, especially as more signs of Corey's behind-the-scenes influence start to emerge. And here's the twist. This situation may be bigger than just Kendall. Some believe Corey has been influencing all the sisters in different ways, selectively supporting certain business ventures, weighing in on personal issues, and always finding a way to stay close to power. The question is he just being supportive of Kris, or is he playing a long game? As tensions continue to simmer beneath the glossy surface of the Kardashian-Jenner world, Kylie's warning to Kendall about Corey Gamble has opened up a deeper conversation within the family, one that's long overdue. While Kris Jenner has fiercely defended Corey for years, portraying him as a reliable partner and confidant, not everyone is convinced that his intentions are as pure as they appear. In fact, sources close to the family say Kylie's concern isn't isolated. There have been murmurs among the other sisters, too, small red flags that, when pieced together, begin to form a troubling pattern. Corey has a reputation for being extremely private and tight-lipped, especially when it comes to his own background. Despite being in Kris's life for nearly a decade, fans and even some family members still don't know much about his personal history, his past relationships, or his financial situation before joining the Kardashian circle. That secrecy has led to speculation, especially when paired with his growing influence over family dynamics. Some believe Corey subtly inserts himself into business decisions, nudging conversations or positioning himself close to whoever holds the most sway at the moment. For example, it's been noted that Corey often sides with Kris in family debates, even when her position is clearly more about PR than personal connection. There's also the matter of Corey's involvement in the family's public image. Allegedly, he's pushed for more structured narratives during filming for The Kardashians, quietly encouraging Kris and others to keep certain conflicts off camera, while highlighting moments that portray him favorably. In one particular instance, a family insider claims Corey advised Kris to keep Kendall in line after she refused to film certain personal segments. This advice, masked as support, seemed to some like an attempt to exert control over Kendall's role in the brand, subtly coercing her to prioritize family optics over personal boundaries. Khloé, known for her blunt honesty, is reportedly starting to sense the manipulation as well. Though she's been more tolerant of Corey in recent years, sources say she's picked up on how Corey only engages deeply with family members when it benefits his position. He's rarely seen supporting Rob, for instance, or connecting meaningfully with Scott Disick anymore, a sharp contrast to earlier seasons. Kim, on the other hand, has kept her distance, choosing to maintain a civil but somewhat detached relationship with Corey. She's been focused on her law career and billion-dollar empire, and perhaps that distance has allowed her to see the power dynamics more clearly. All of this begs the question: if multiple sisters are starting to see Corey's influence as problematic, why hasn't Kris intervened? The answer may lie in their complicated relationship. Kris has publicly praised Corey for bringing peace and stability into her life, especially after her difficult divorce from Caitlyn Jenner. Corey is seen as someone who helps manage the chaos, shields Kris from external pressures, and maintains order. But some insiders suggest that this protection also gives Corey an unchecked level of control over Kris herself, effectively isolating her from fully hearing her daughter's concerns. The deeper issue is that the Kardashian-Jenner brand is built on unity, image, and controlled chaos. Addressing internal manipulation, especially from someone as close as Corey, could unravel that carefully maintained facade. That's why, for now, the family seems to be navigating the situation behind closed doors. Kendall is said to be quietly observing, not making any sudden moves, while Kylie remains cautious but firm. As of now, Corey continues to appear in public, with Kris showing no signs of backing away from his position in the family. But the cracks are showing, and as more sisters begin to raise questions, the real test will be how Kris responds. Whether she'll remain loyal to Corey or finally take a closer look at the dynamics forming around him. One thing's certain: this story isn't over, and the quiet power struggle within the Kardashian-Jenner empire might be far more dramatic than what fans ever see on camera.